We're at the 2018 Building Systems Housing Summit in Knoxville, Tennessee. This is day 2, and I am standing with one of our keynote speakers, David Lupberger from Remodel Force.
In Boulder, Colorado. Yep.
And David, so we were listening to your speech, and you made a lot of really great points in how important it is for process in your business, and how process not only sets you up for success in your business, but it also sets you up for exit strategies and everything else that builders have to know.
We all follow a process, and the breakdown is that we don't write it down. So if there's an accident or illness to a key person, if a key person leaves, there's a breakdown, because suddenly all that knowledge, all that history, it goes away. And so the reality is, if I can document a position, if I can document responsibilities, if I can document a process, somebody else can step in. And really the key to the talk yesterday was, can we develop a systems-driven organization, not person-driven? Mm-hmm. And in this industry, it's all person-driven, it's personalities. And all it takes is a simple accident, illness, somebody departing, people just making a change in their life. And mm-hmm. suddenly we lose all that ability, we lose that experience.
Right. Now, does it matter if you're a 3-person company versus a 10-person company?
It might be more important with a 3-person company. Yeah. Just day-to-day operations. Everybody has a process, a system, things they follow on a regular basis. Mm-hmm. Well, how do we train new people? And what happens is owners who are wearing already 6 or 7 hats, to be perfectly honest, they'll just keep doing some of these day-to-day activities because they'll say it's too hard to train somebody to do that. But what that means is, strategically, they're doing $20, $25 an hour activities, which means they're not selling, which means strategically they're not working on their business. They don't have time. So suddenly their business, they react to the market versus initiating. They're responding versus guiding.
Right. Yeah, but I think a lot of small businesses, whether it's in the off-site construction industry or any other industry, suffers from this.
It's all the same,
yeah.
And it's the entrepreneurial challenge, which is you're good at what you do, you start a business that starts to grow, people start to work with you, the business continues to grow, and you wake up one morning and discover you don't have a business, the business has you. And you're working for a very demanding owner.
Right. Yeah. I know it. I have partners, we go through some of these same things, yeah. When we've been learning to do the processes and everything. So when you were speaking in there, there was some aha moments, but it's been amazing just listening to you reaffirm what we're doing to better our business even as we move forward, and how many people responded with so many questions.
Yeah, that was
to it. It was amazing.
Yeah,
it really
was neat to see where it went. And part of the evolution was not only can we begin integrating systems and really automation, because we're going more and more into software and how to use it correctly, but then secondly, how to engage millennials. What a great question.
It is.
And guess what? They're pretty good with automation. They're pretty good with technology. So how do we bring those things together?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, I was even one of the raise my hands in your seminar, because we do have a millennial, and he is absolutely brilliant and one of the hardest working people that we have. And I have to say, he documents his process, and we didn't have to tell him to do that.
He just did it.
He just did it. And in our company, we do bucket days. One of the things that we find that the younger generation enjoys the most is freedom.
Yeah.
Right? So we don't say, oh, you have 5, 6 days, you have 10 this. We just say you have your allotted 30 days a year plus whatever the holidays are. I don't care if you call out to go to the baseball game. It's a bucket day. Everybody needs a mental break. And we work, if they're admin, he wanted to work from 7 to 3 as opposed to coming in at 8 or 9 to 5.
Yeah.
No big deal. It doesn't affect us whatsoever, So that's how we found to be very successful with them.
It's almost like you're treating him almost like a part-time owner, giving him the ability to make decisions, to create a work schedule and format that works for him. 100%. And that's what you have, is what I have.
Right.
And that is, there's value there, which
Yeah.
is let me decide what works best.
Right. It's a quality of life.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. So, well, listen, I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure meeting you and
You
listening
also.
to you speak. And, you know, David Lupberger, right, is,
Yes.
you want to promote how to get in touch with you if you want to come speak to somebody?
I tell you, I will do that. All right, David Lupberger, remodelforce.com, and basically work with contractors around really just best practices. Managing the homeowner experience, creating effective systems in your company, and even creating clients for life. If you'd like to know more, and yeah, it's a pitch, it's www.remodelforce.com.
Yeah, awesome. Well, listen, we're at the 2018 Building Systems Summit in Knoxville, Tennessee. We're halfway through day 2. Thanks for coming. Stay tuned. We're going to bring you some more interviews.
Thank you.